Today we are going over how to draw lips the easy way. Welcome to Art for Moms, where I teach you how to improve your drawing skills through self-care and spirituality. After I teach you a few key elements on improving lips in your drawings, I am going to give a quick spiritual message about today's subject and how that relates to motherhood at the end. So stick around for that so you don't miss it. And today you do not need any special supplies for our drawing. Just grab any piece of paper and pencil that you have lying around the house. That will do just fine. And let's head over to the drawing table. There's a smile. No, actually, really watch. This is pretty cool. Aha! You didn't know that was gonna happen, did you? So there's a very simple mouth sketch. Not perfect, but that's okay. We don't have to be going for perfection here. Let's show you how to do that. So the bottom of the top lip comes down like this, and then you have these curves that go over and hook up just slightly right there. Up, down, up, down. So it's quite a wiggly line. I like to start in the middle typically just so I can get it somewhat even. But that's the line, the middle center line of the mouth where our mouth opens. You can draw the middle line guide if you want. Then you want to draw the top lip. Bring those down to the side. And then draw your bottom lip. Like so. So this is going to be a straight line for a while. It may curve some, but it can actually be straight for a while before you curve up to the side there. And notice I'm not actually bringing these lines all the way to this edge. We do have a portion of the mouth typically that doesn't, the lip doesn't always necessarily go all the way to that edge. You can have a little bit there, and that also, I usually do some shading here. To indicate the edge of the mouth. All right, so let's do that one more time, and then we'll start practicing our shading. Woohoo! Sliding on down there. Okay, once again, we have our curvy line, and then it comes up and down and up. We're going to come up, down, up. So it somewhat resembles the top lip, but that's actually, again, the center line of the mouth. All right, and then let's do our bottom lip. Okay, now that doesn't necessarily look super special yet, but it will. when we get our shading going here. So let's just start to come in. We're gonna go with a nice kind of even tone at first for this top lip. Look at that, it already looks better. It's getting some love there. Love the shading. Shading is so fun. Soften up those top lines. Okay, so now I'm going to shade the bottom of the top lip just before the center line, because the top lip, a lot of the time it's actually going to end up being shaded darker than the top, just because where it's sitting on the face. It typically is in more shadow than the bottom lip. So if you, just to give you an example from a side view, if you have, let's say the nose is coming out here, and you have the top lip, see how if lighting is coming from up here, it's going to be in the shadow. And then you have the bottom lip coming out, and it's going to get more light right here. So that kind of gives you just a little bit of an idea. So going back to our lips, let's give it a little bit of an extra shade. And what we're going to kind of do as we go along this line, we're actually kind of not erasing this line, but we're kind of hiding the fact that it is a singular hard line. We're softening that transition as we shade that. And that's what that's going to do. That's going to actually give us a kind of 3D effect. And see how that lip is already starting to just pop out a little bit just from that little bit of shading there. You're going to love this, I'm telling you. So this is also, going back to this picture, it's more in the shadow because it's deeper in, okay? So that's what we're indicating as we shade that here. I'm getting lighter as I gradually go up. We want it to be darker towards the center. What did I do here? There's kind of this fuzzy line going on. Okay, so that's a pretty good start. Now let's go ahead and visit our bottom lip here. We're going to start from the bottom, and we're going to do the darker shading on the bottom and get lighter as we go towards the top because we've got more light there, okay? So and once again, we're kind of disguising this hard line and making it into basically a larger line, because we don't want those hard lines. We don't like them. We want to be rid of them. Now I'm going back and I'm gradually making that a little darker and apparently a little thicker because my tripod got in my way. So we're making my lips a little bigger now. That's okay. We can change as we go. We're not drawing from a model here. We're just making up some lips. I'm trying to draw around my tripod. Okay. Let's get rid of that lightest spot right there on the very top. Oh, look at that. We're starting to have some lips here. I like to do a little bit of shadow here, just ever so slightly, ever so slightly. Draw really light as you do that. You could even just draw like a little circle and then kind of fade the sides. See, that makes it look more realistic as you get that shading right there. Now, then what we have is a shadow right here from the top lip. So let's go ahead and do a little bit of a shadow, very light under that top lip. We're not going to go all the way up because the bottom portion is where the biggest shadow would be. Part of what makes lips look real. Oh, that might be time to go pick up a child. Oh, that's my art alarm. Time to do art. Look at me, ahead of the game. Woo! Love it. You might want to set an art alarm on your phone. Okay, this is indicating the chin down below. See how I'm starting very, very, very light. Kind of making it darker as I go. Again, I'm kind of softening that line as I shade. Okay, it's starting to come together. Now, let's do our Cupid's bow, which is this area right above the top lip, these points. Come in very lightly and just draw some lines right above these 2 points that look like mountain tops. We're going to draw these lines very lightly and start to do some shading. So pick a side here. I'm going to do the shading on this side. Ever so light. And fade this one a little bit. I'm coming on the other side, this side of the line that I drew, just to soften that a little bit. Soften that shading now. This time, I'm going to come in towards this. I'm thinking about my light source coming in from this side over here, okay? Light. Bring that down towards so it's touching the top lip. And I don't like how light this is, so I'm gonna ever so slightly come in and put some shading over the top of the whole thing. And same with over here. See how that's starting to pop out? Our lips are gonna start talking to us in a minute here and say, good job. Alright. Darken that up just slightly. It's looking pretty good, I think. Not perfect, but we don't need to be. Alright. Very good. Now, let's come over and we'll do another pair of beautiful lips here. So we're going to go down and up. Now, this doesn't have to be as dramatic as these. Let's do one that's a little bit less dramatic. But it's still going down, up, down, up. Okay. Now, get the top of our lip going. I'm doing a curve in the middle, kind of mimicking that shape there. And I'm going to come and connect it right in there. I'm curving it actually a little bit outward like this. So if this were to be more dramatic, it would actually look like a backwards S. That's if I warped it to the extreme, then it would look like that. I just want to show you how I'm coming out and then back in and up. Hopefully that makes sense and I can know what I'm talking about. It's making it easier for you. That's my goal. Just simplify your drawing and help you improve. That's what we want. Okay. I'm kind of liking that shape, so I'm going to go ahead and start shading. I don't know why I kind of like to start with the upper lip. I guess it kind of gives me an indication of how dark I want my bottom lip. I can always go darker, but since the top lip is in the shadow, then it helps me get my values correct. Making this bottom portion a little darker than the top without too stark of a line. Come back in and fade that a little bit. Okay, now let's go from the bottom. If you guys want to put on your favorite music while drawing, that's kind of why I left this. So you can put on your favorite music if you want. You can relax. If maybe you're in a relaxing mood, maybe you're in a jam out. Whatever you're in the mood for. Okay, I'm going to darken this bottom portion again, because that portion is in shadow. And soften that up. Get lighter and lighter. Okay, now let's get those sides. I'm going to come down at the bottom. Very, very lightly. Do not overdo this. If you overdo it, go ahead and erase it and try it again. I am holding this pencil light as a feather. I am telling you. Okay. Let's do our Cupid bow next. Shading this one opposite of our last lips. I don't know why, don't ask me. I just felt like it. Okay. Light, 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 light over here. Those lips are starting to come off the page. Pretty good. Not too bad, eh? Okay, now let's come down and do
under the lip, let's say we've got the shadow and the chin beginning right here. The very start of the chin happening. Sometimes this shadow under the lip is subtle and sometimes it's very distinct. So those are the things you got to look at in your picture and figure out, is that going to be softer or darker? But always start on the lighter side because you can always build it up. Making the bottom of the lip darker. I want that to be more defined. Alright, now guess what? Watch this. You guys are gonna... Oh, it look like we got a little mustache there. We don't want her to have a mustache. Come on. Who wants that? Okay, now watch this. I'm gonna give our lips a little shine, a little gloss. Take my kneaded eraser and I just kind of squashed that to a small point so that I can use that to put in a little shine. Let's put a little bit on the top. And suddenly she's got some lip gloss going on. Very nice. Okay, you got yourself some lips. So keep practicing. Practice, practice, practice on the lips. And hopefully this was helpful to you. Thank you so much for drawing with me today.
Alright, so now that you've learned how to improve lips in your drawings, I wanted to give a quick spiritual boost on how lips relate to motherhood. I wanted to talk about how what we say and what we tell ourselves, what we speak, really makes a difference on ourselves, not only others, but ourselves. When we are using kind words towards ourselves, that is going to make a huge impact on how we feel and how we treat others as well. We want to be careful what we say because how we speak to ourselves in our mind, even if it's not something out loud, really can tear us down. It can make you feel really yucky, and we don't want to be doing that. We need to be boosting ourselves up. There is enough negativity in this world. So let's just give a little more effort and be a little more careful on choosing the words that we speak and how we treat ourselves. Because not only are we going to feel better by using kind words and being nice to ourselves, but our children are going to see that and they are going to mimic that. So be a good example. Be the example you want to be for them, that you would want them repeating. So just a little something to think about as you go throughout your day and for the next little while. Just be a little more careful about the words that you are choosing to speak. So hopefully that gives you a little boost, and I'm so glad that you stopped by to draw with me today. I hope that improved your lips. I'm sure that will help you when you go to draw your next portrait. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate you taking the time to improve your drawing. That is a huge step forward in your self-care journey and putting yourself first. So good job on that. Come back for more. There are lots of tutorials and drawing ahead. Subscribe if you enjoyed this video and got something out of it, and go ahead and hit that like button as well. Leave a comment telling us how you speak kind words to yourself. Maybe your favorite kind phrase that you tell yourself. When you're speaking kindly, what do you say that gives you a little boost? I'm sure we'd all benefit from hearing about it. Go ahead and watch this video next. If you like this one, I'm sure you'll like that one as well. And I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.